Welcome to this explainer. Okay, if you've been hearing the term artificial intelligence, or AI, absolutely everywhere lately, and feeling maybe just a little bit overwhelmed by it all, take a deep breath. You are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to walk through this together at a super reassuring, patient, and friendly pace. And I want to promise you right up front, there is absolutely no tech experience required for what we're covering today. We're going to demystify this whole thing and show you how it can actually be incredibly helpful and honestly, even a little bit of fun.
Now, to make sure we're getting the absolute best information, this explainer is actually part 7 of a fantastic 10-part tutorial titled Generative AI Safely and Effectively, a Friendly Guide for Older Adults. This comes to us directly from Virtualization Options LLC. They're a highly respected research, education, and advisory organization based out in Colorado. They specialize in making complex tech easy to understand, and they've specifically tailored this guide to help older adults navigate this new digital landscape with total confidence.
Here's our quick roadmap for today. First, what is generative AI? Second, meet the AI tools. Third, writing a great prompt. Fourth, perfecting your prompt. And finally, Section 5, staying safe from scams.
All right, let's dive right in. Section 1, what is generative AI? The big picture.
You know, when we hear the word AI, it can sound pretty intimidating, right? Like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. But I really want you to simply think of it as a very smart, very fast, and extremely well-read digital assistant. Picture generative AI as this vast digital landscape that represents the entire internet. The AI is really just a computer program that sorts through all of that information to write, answer questions, create images, and even have actual conversations with you. It's honestly just like texting a highly knowledgeable friend. If you want a recipe, you just ask. Need a summary of a historical event? Just ask. It responds in plain, everyday language, sorting through all that digital noise so you just don't have to.
And here is the incredible relief. You absolutely do not need to be a tech expert to use these tools. There are zero technical barriers here. You don't need to know how to code, you don't need a computer science degree, and you don't even need to install any complicated software. Literally, if you can type a question into a keyboard or onto your smartphone, you already have all the skills you need to use generative AI. It really is that accessible.
Moving right along to Section 2, meet the AI tools, the big 3.
These are the most popular systems in the world right now, and the best part? They are completely free to start using. First up is ChatGPT, made by a company called OpenAI. You just go to chat.openai.com. It is fantastic for writing, answering deep questions, and having long, continuous conversations. Next is Gemini, which was created by Google. If you use Google Search or Gmail, Gemini is actually being built right into those tools. And finally, there's Microsoft Copilot. This one is built directly into Windows computers and programs like Microsoft Word. Actually, you might already be using Gemini or Copilot without even realizing it, and they all work the exact same way. You type a friendly question, and they type a friendly answer right back.
So that brings us to Section 3, writing a great prompt, the art of asking.
The true secret to this technology isn't understanding how the computer works on the inside, it's simply learning how to ask the right questions. You're going to hear the word prompt a lot when people talk about AI. A prompt is simply your question or your request to the computer. That is it. Think of it exactly like placing an order at a restaurant. If you walk into a diner and just say food, while the chef has no idea what to make you, you might get a steak or you might get a bowl of cereal. The more clearly and specifically you describe your order, the better the meal you're going to get.
And this perfectly illustrates that restaurant analogy. Instead of a bad, overly simple prompt like just typing the word recipes, listen to this detailed prompt. Give me 3 easy dinner recipes for one person that take less than 30 minutes. Do you see how adding specific details completely changes what the AI will give you? You gave it the quantity, the portion size, and the time limit, and that is exactly how you get a fantastic result.
But listen, please don't worry if you don't get a perfect answer on your very first try. Remember, you're having a conversation. If the answer the AI gives you is a bit too confusing or just not what you wanted, simply reply and say, "Hey, can you explain that more simply?" Or "Try again, but make it shorter." The AI is a machine. It is infinitely patient. It literally has all the time in the world, and it will never, ever get frustrated with you.
Let's take those skills just a little further in Section 4, perfecting your prompt, getting the best answers.
People in the tech world like to call this prompt engineering, but honestly, it's really just a few simple techniques to help you get the absolute best, most tailored answers possible. Here's a simple mental checklist you can use. Step 1, set the scene. Tell the AI who you are. For example, say, "I'm a 70-year-old beginner, please explain how to use Zoom."
Giving it that personal context helps it tailor the answers specifically for you. Step 2. Ask for a specific format. If you want things really easy to read, say, give me a numbered list, or explain it like I'm brand new to computers. Step 3. Refine as you go. Just like we talked about, treat it like a real conversation. Correct it if it's wrong, and ask it to try a different approach. You are in total control here.
And that brings us to our final and perhaps most important stop, Section 5, Staying Safe from Scams. Safety first.
Whenever we talk about the internet and new technology, it's completely normal to have some valid fears about safety. So we're going to address those fears head-on right now by establishing some clear protective boundaries. First and foremost, we really need to understand privacy boundaries. Many AI tools actually save your conversations to help improve their computer systems. Because of this, you must treat every single chat as if it could eventually be read by others. Never share highly sensitive, private, or confidential information in these tools. Don't put in your medical records, your banking passwords, or your private family secrets. Keep your conversations helpful, but keep them general.
So the crucial point here is knowing exactly how to spot the bad actors. Scammers will sometimes try to pretend to be AI assistants, so here are the absolute red flags you need to watch for. A legitimate AI tool will never ask for your social security number. It will never ask for your bank details or credit card information just to answer a question. Watch out for urgent requests for money or promises that just seem way too good to be true. If you see any of these things, you are not talking to a real, safe AI.
I want to give you a highly concrete, incredibly reassuring escape plan for this. If you are ever on your computer or your phone using an AI tool and you suddenly feel pressured or you see an urgent request for information, you have total permission to just walk away. When in doubt, simply close the window, turn off the computer, then call a family member, a friend, or someone you trust. You are always in control of the off button.
I want to conclude our explainer today with a great quote directly from the Virtualization Options Guide. It says, "The more you use AI, the more comfortable you'll feel." You're already ahead of the curve just by reading this guide. Well done. And you know what? They're absolutely right. You've taken a huge step today just by being here and learning how all of this works. You now have the tools to safely navigate this exciting new technology. Which leaves me with one final, fun question for you to think about. Now that you have your very own personal, infinitely patient digital assistant sitting right at your fingertips, what will be the very first question you ask it?